Hey y'all, what is going on? What is going on? It's your girl, Melba Pearson, Melba from Miami, Melba for Justice, also known as the resident legal diva, and it is time for another Mondays with Melba. So, it's Women's History Month, and I can't think of a more fitting way to celebrate this month than to bring on my dear friend Marisol, who is running for Miami-Dade property appraiser. She would be the first female to hold this position and I'm claiming it now. She's going to be victorious, not only in August, but in November, and will be the first in Miami-Dade County as a female to serve in this role. So, y'all got to meet her. So let's do this. Marisol, welcome to Mondays with Melba. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Melba. Amen, sister. to that, bring it on and let's get.
So can you introduce yourself to the folks, tell them a little bit about your background, and just sort of like your journey and what brought you to this place of wanting to run for office?
Sure. Thank you so much. And yeah. So my name is Marisol Centeno. As you said, I am the candidate for property appraiser in Miami-Dade County. I currently work at the office. I've been there for the last 9 years. Prior to that, I was an independent contractor. I hold the state license. It's a state general, which allows me to value properties throughout the state. I've been practicing in Miami for over 25 years in the private sector, and then I made the leap into the public sector. While there, I just fell in love, Melba, with the public sector and what we do. It's one of those things, unsung heroes for all the county employees. We actually do keep everything running. So that developed a passion in me for public service. And while I was there, I also enrolled in my master's in public administration at FIU, completed it, so even more.
Get the bride.
That's right. And then and while doing that, I became president of the League of Women Voters of Miami-Dade. I originally started as a board member and was one of those people doing the petitions for Amendment 4, the restoration of voting rights. Yay! So it was amazing. So why I'm running for this office is mostly because it's a perfect office for me, I have to say. So because it puts in my professional, my work experience, and my civic engagement together as being an appraiser and an elected official.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about what a property appraiser does. Because, there's so many different roles and, and a lot of times we go to the voting booth and we're just like, I don't even know, like, what should I? So can you kind of, share how this connects to everyone's life?
Sure. And another great question. No wonder you're the amazing legal diva.
I
So and that's such an important question because a lot of people don't know about the office of the property appraiser unless you own a home or a business or a building. When you get, and even then you don't think about it when you get your trim notice in August or when it's time to pay your taxes. That's when you think about what the office of the property appraiser does. But we are a very big office. We are close to 400 employees. Our budget is $52 million. And yeah, and the most important part of the office is that we are tasked with passing the tax roll. We're tasked with appraising every single property in the county, almost 1 million properties. Okay, so that's a lot of properties. So we can pass the tax roll and then the county can allocate their budget, okay, and get about 40% of the county budget, 12 billion, $11.7 billion comes from your property taxes.
Wow.
Yes. So it's very important for us to get our values correct because that's what's going to bring an infusion of money into the county to pay for police, fire, school, the school district, trash, and a lot of the county services. So while they think that the office is a very quiet, sleepy office that nobody cares about, everybody should care about the office. And that's one of the things that one of my focus is education and information to the community about this, because it's not just relevant and important to property owners, whatever type of property it may be, but also to renters.
So yeah, definitely dig into that because like I could see people saying, listen, I rent, I don't own a property, so why should I care about the property appraiser's office or who's sitting as the head of that office? So yeah, share more about that.
Exactly. So for renters, when you pay your rent and the property taxes are baked into your rent, right? So when the market value and the taxes change on the properties, the landlord doesn't say like, oh, you know what? Let me just pay it off from my own money. No, they pass it along to you, the renter. So that's why it's so important that people know this. Also, the younger generation, they need to, they're either thinking of buying a home or they may inherit a home. They need to know how this office affects the property values and the property owners, Melba, one of the reasons also why I'm running is because owning your home is probably the largest investment most of us will ever have, and we keep it as parents or grandparents to pass it on to our children. It's a way of creating financial wealth, okay, for generations to come, generational wealth. And there's so many, and again, this is so important for people to know. A lot of people try to put their properties in a trust, and then they lose their cap assessment, and it changes completely the property value because they don't know correctly. While they're trying to do a good thing by preserving it, they mess it up because they don't go and they don't know how to do it correctly.
And is that something you're allowed to give advice about? Because sometimes,
So we don't give legal advice.
right.
But we do, when you do apply for it and we change it into a trust, we ask that you send in the trust to us. But that's when it's already done. But if people know that there's a certain verbiage that they should have ahead of time, when they go to the real estate attorney, they make sure, please make sure that the verbiage is correct so I don't lose my homestead cap savings that I've had for 10, 15 years, even 5 years, which makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And, just for those who don't know, like that homestead exemption is huge, right? Like that basically, homestead means that's the place you lay your head, which means you're taxed at a different rate rather than this is your vacation home. This is, yeah.
Right.
Your second home for whatever reason you may be using it for.
So yes, the homestead exemption, pretty much what we call in regular terms is that it caps your assessment. So we have the different types of values, the different values, and then the Save Your Homes make sure that your assessed value, which is what your what will turn into your taxable value once the millage rate is applied to it, it cannot go up more than 3% per year. So that means that your basic taxes, except for school board, can only go up no more than 3% per year. So people that have had their properties for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it may be, it's been just slowly increasing while the market value we've seen in the last 2 years has shot up.
Right.
Okay, so people need, if they acquired a home, they need to apply for homestead right away and make sure that they don't lose it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, so those are some, great nuggets. Can you share a little bit more about like what your top 3 priorities would be once you win office?
That's right. So one of the biggest thing that we have is that we have a location in downtown Miami and another one in South Dade on 211th Street. And then we go out into the community at different times of years, but it's only during certain periods. For example, now during the exemption filing period or during trim notice, your truth and millage, once you get your proposed taxes. So I propose, and it's very arduous, very difficult to get to downtown if you don't have a car, or if you're elderly and have to maneuver either a train or buses, the time that it takes, in addition to the parking fees. So I propose, and I intend to have offices at different locations in Miami-Dade County, in Miami Gardens, Aventura area, Hialeah, Miami Lakes area, Kendall area, so people don't have to commute all the way to the county, to downtown. That will help greatly with people. Melba, one thing, I believe that government should be close to the people and near the people. So when you have a problem, it can get solved quickly. That's a big part of my platform. Another one is community engagement. The Office of the Property Appraiser, we have so much to do, and people don't know about many benefits that they may be missing. So engaging with church groups, groups that advocate, realtors association, tax agents, and brokers, all these people that have to do with real estate, that they get, that come in and speak to the community so they can know what they can, where they can save. The other one that I have, I mean, a bunch of lists being that I work there, is efficiency, improving the way that we do things at the office, so we don't have to, so we can get the property values accurately. Because that's one of the things that, accurately and fairly, which is one of the things that we're tasked to do under state statutes. Another thing that the office does, Melba, that I didn't mention before, we're charged with maintaining the records and making sure like your legal descriptions are correct. You know, that if you're in a condo, you're not selling off your neighbor's unit versus yours, because we have it incorrect on our site. And then community engagement through social media. We know that the younger folks, they really like to, you know, they're tech savvy and do so much online, so that they can get their information really quickly if they have a questions, and that the Office of the Property Appraiser engages with the community.
I love it. So it's all about, first of all, being close to the people, being accessible, making sure that people understand the role of the office, where to go to for information. You know, that I am loving every bit of it, because again, it's for too long we have politicians that sit up in an ivory tower and are not trying to touch the people that they serve. They'll roll through every 4 years, hey, vote for me.
Right.
But then you don't see them in between. You don't see members of their office in between. So I love that you're trying to center the people that are most impacted and making sure that they know where their property lines are. They make sure that they have the right exemptions that they're entitled to, you know, and that if they have any questions, they know that they can reach out. So that is absolutely amazing. So this is your second time running.
Yes.
Can you share why you're doing this again? And then as you talk about that, let people know how they can find you to learn more about you, if they want to volunteer, if they want to donate, you know, how they can find you.
Sure, yes. So this is my second time running. The first time, it was during 2020. It was the last election, where it's 4-year terms, and I ran against my boss. So it was a great
I know a little
experience.
something about that.
Yes. Yes, you do. It was during coronavirus. It was a 2.5 month campaign. We were campaigning together,
Yeah.
and it was amazing. And my message really resonated with the public and with the voters, because of my professional experience, the fact that I work at the office, and my community engagement. I got 46.6% of the votes, Melba. I almost had it. I was this close. So because of that, I'm doing it again. And I know that this time I'll be successful. It's a different race. I started way earlier this time, and I've been engaging with the community and giving myself more time for people to get to know me. And regarding that, the other question that you said, they can go to marisolcenteno.com, just like it's written on my name tag over there. and they can volunteer. They can donate and fundraise and see and read more about me and my proposals for the office.
And so to be clear, there's no primary for you in August at this juncture. It's only going to be the general in November.
Correct. So at this point, there's only two of us, the office. Oh my God, really important. The office became constitutional, which is completely different than when I ran in 2020. So this office used to be nonpartisan. Now it's going to be partisan. In addition to becoming constitutional with the sheriff's office, clerk of court, supervisors of elections, and tax collector. So people will they've never chosen a tax collector, a supervisor of elections. So this is going to be completely different. And so far, yes, the election is for November because it's a constitutional office now.
Awesome, awesome. So
November 5th.
yes, yes. So November 5th. So first of all, I'm going to encourage everyone to check out Marisol's website. I'm going to drop it in the comments. If you're looking at this, on LinkedIn, it's going to be in your comments, YouTube in the comments, Facebook same way. And I'm also going to link to her profile. I highly, highly, highly recommend that not only do you check her out, but you volunteer if you can. You can give an hour phone banking, knocking doors, whatever the case may be. If you can donate, please do. $25, $250, $1,000, whatever it is that you can do. Because again, when we have candidates that have the lived experience, who have done the work, who are qualified, and who are not coming to the table self-funding their campaign to the tune of $250,000 just because they can, right? If
Right.
we want to see elected officials that reflect our experience, we've got to put our back into it, which means donate, volunteer, vote, tell your friends, tell your family, get people to the polls. And I'm going to make it very clear, I am endorsing Marisol. Okay. I've known her. I've watched her move. I've known her since League of Women Voters, and I watched how she fought for impacted people to be able to get their right to vote back through Amendment 4. I saw how she was always trying to be accessible to the community and to always serve. She always puts the community first. So I have no hesitation in my mind or in my heart to fully give my complete and utmost highest endorsement to Marisol for property appraiser. So, please, take that into consideration, but definitely check her out and learn more. And also see who else is running against her. And think about whether or not that's a person that aligns with your values and your vision for what Miami-Dade County should look like now and going forward. So definitely, y'all, stay engaged and stay woke on this. Marisol, you have the last word.
Thank you so much for that amazing endorsement, Melba. And you're right. I am a professional appraiser. I work at the office. I'm involved with my community, and I'm one of you. I'm a regular person with all kinds of different issues and things that have impacted my life. My desire is to serve. Then this is why I'm doing this. I want my community to be better. I see the way that so many of us, because we don't know or we don't have the means to protect ourselves, we end up getting, excuse the language, screwed one way or another, or not taking all the benefits that are provided to us. We need to be able to do better and do better for our community, because this is what's going to make us better. The office of the property appraiser, we're there to serve everyone. Doesn't matter what party you are, what color you are, what race you are. The office is highly administrative, so we're here to serve you, and I want to be your next property appraiser, and I humbly ask for your vote to help me and achieve this goal.
Thank you so much, Marisol, and thank you to everyone for tuning in. Again, like, share, comment, make sure that you stay engaged, because again, we have a lot of important elections, a lot of offices coming up in August and in November. I'll be sure to always, I'm going to post my little graphic on socials with all the key folks that, I'm supporting this election cycle. That'll obviously be closer to when the vote by mail ballots go out. But definitely stay engaged, and I will see y'all next week. Take good care.